Shalom. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone who rule well. And salutation to you, brothers, as pushing sword in sincerity and in truth throughout the four corners of the earth, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David. Shalom. This is just going to be a quick response to the brother Isaiah video that he did yesterday, and this video is entitled "Stop Lying to Yourself." Right? Stop lying to yourself. And you see the picture there. It also have Independence 55, happy 55 Independence anniversary. Now, yesterday was the so-called independence anniversary of Guyana 55th independence anniversary, right? So I'm just gonna play a little bit of this video and add skillfully to the brother. So without further ado, here we go.
The brothers in the four corners of the earth, they are pushing this truth in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. Just the next day, closer to the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that dwell righteousness. To what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for that. And with any further ado, I want to get into
the brother said just the next day, closer to the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because every day, right? Every day go by, the house of David, is getting stronger, right? And every day going forward, this kingdom, this society is a day closer to being destroyed, right? Every day is a day closer to the kingdom, right? Just wait me a bit, let me get a precept. Because every day is a day closer to Esau's kingdom being destroyed. So every day is a day closer to this. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 13. It says, "Nevertheless, we according to the promise look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness." So every day every day is a day closer to this, right? Every day is a day closer to the promise that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai made to Israel. Every day is a day closer to Yahushai's kingdom being set up upon the face of the earth, and the earth being ruled in righteousness. Right, so we can continue.
This word independence, because today is the 26th of May, and in Guyana, today is so-called Independence Day.
Let me just say this: if you know that you're an Israelite and you're still celebrating, these calendar holidays, well, you're just stupid. Especially independence, because by you waking up knowing that you're Israelite, you know that you're not independent, but dependent. So we're gonna hear the brother bring out, the definition for independent, and I'm gonna skillfully add by bringing out the definition of. The brother's gonna bring out the definition of independent, and I'm gonna add skillfully to him and bring out the definition of dependent, because that's what you are today. You are dependent, right?
right? But really and truly, we know it's not. Nobody is independent. You know, the only person that is independent right now is Esau, right?
Hey, can. And this so true, right? Because the only person that is independent right now is Esau. Because why? Esau was given control of the entire earth through Yahweh Bashmi Oshai. This is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right? So the earth is given into the hands of Esau. He's the one that is ruling today, right?
But these other nations, chiefly, you so-called Black, Latino, Native, and Negro, you all are not independent, right?
And it's so true.
Independent is a fact of not depending on others or another. It's a self-support and self-government, right? And when you go into the word government, Apostle Tara brought it out. Govern and men go back to the control of your mind. So you're supposed to be able to be in the frame of mind to control and do whatever is right for you, right? And that is through the spirit here of Bashim Yahushai. But we don't have that independency, right? None of us. Why? Because Guyana depend on other country for a lot of things along with the other country, right?
He says that Guyana depends on a lot of country for a lot of things, and other countries depend on other countries for a lot of things. And the country that they all depend on, or all these countries look up to or want to be like, is America. And America, through the scriptures, is likened to Babylon the Great, right? We had a precept. This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 5. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots. Slakia. It says, written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, and the abominations of the earth, right? And there is America. All these nations want to be like America, including so-called Guyana. And Guyana is not independent when it's depending on America and other places. They had and America was heavy in it. America hands was heavy in it. America, England, and Canada. The hands was heavy in the election process in setting up a government. So they were not independent, right? This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 2. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken by her wine, and by the wine of her fornication. So all nations drink from the cup of Mystery Babylon. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 3. It says, all nations have drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through her abundance of her delicacy. So all nations is hand in hand with Mystery Babylon. And this is why we're seeing, all nations right now pushing the vaccination, right? We see all nations on the earth pushing the vaccination, right? Another quick one. This is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 8. It says, "And there followed another angel saying, Babylon, Babylon is fallen, the great city, which is America, because she has made nations drunken of her wine and the wrath, because she have made nations drunken of the wrath of her nations." So there's America, Mystery Babylon, right? So you're gonna play a little bit more.
We all look to be like Babylon, right? We say down here that these people they foreign minded, which is supposed to be in the mind of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, right? Nevertheless, our people are not independent here because due to the evil time that is upon the entire world right now, which is this corona, the pandemic. It is actually they was waiting on vaccine to actually get down here, right? The job.
Done. So let me get a precept, because indeed our people are dependent today. You so-called black Latinos and natives who are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who are Israelites, you are dependent today because of the curses in Deuteronomy 28, right? So Deuteronomy 28 from verse 1 to 14 is the blessings, right? And the blessing said that if you obey, let me get it. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, it says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe, to do all his commandments which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations on the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power." Right? And today, we see that we didn't hearken to the voice of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? So today, wherever an Israelite be throughout the four corners of the earth, no matter how much money he have, no matter how well he's doing, he's not independent, because these curses still continue to follow him. Right? This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 44. Start at 43. It says, "The stranger that is within thee, shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come very low." Verse 44, "And he shall lend unto thee, and thou shalt not lend unto him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail." Right? And this is a part of the curses. We seeing this right now. And jump across Deuteronomy 28 and verse 47. It says, because thou hast not served Yahweh with joy and with gladness of heart and with abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in wanting of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right? And this will happen today because our people are destroyed. Right? Our people are totally destroyed. Let me get a precept. Today our people are totally destroyed. This is the reason why they're celebrating Independence Day and all these things. This is Hosea chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, For my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I also will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest unto me, seeing thou hast forgotten the laws of Yahweh. I will also forget thy children. So our people have forgotten the Most High laws, His statutes, and His commandments, and look now, they're celebrating Independence Day when they're not independent, when they are dependent on this so-called white man system for everything. Right now, they looking to get vaccinations so that they could achieve herd immunity. You know, they're dependent on Esau and his system. Right? This is Jeremiah chapter 4 and verse 22. It says, For my people are foolish. Why? Because they are not independent, but they are celebrating independence. And I'm going to pull up the word dependent in a bit. It says, For my people are foolish. They have not known me. They are Sot's children and have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. They're wise to follow after Esau and his system and the things that he said. Right? And if they just take time to look up the word independent, they will know that they are not independent. So let me just get this word dependent, because this is what our people is today. They are dependent on the so-called white man system. You know, they have to go to the enemies for everything. And what the scripture said about going, but let me get the next precept. Just bear with me a bit. Just bear with me a bit. Let me just pull up this precept. Anyway, Lord's will, the precept, come back to me and bring it out in a bit. Right, so let me get the definition of the word dependent. Because this is what you so-called Latinos, natives, and Negroes are today. You are dependent. Right, so just gonna play this.
Requiring someone or something for financial or other support. An economy heavily dependent on oil exports. Similar. Reliant on. Relying on. Counting on. Leaning on. Supported by. Sustained by. Noun.
Alright, let me just get it from the beginning.
1. Contingent on or determined by. The various benefits will be dependent on length of service.
It says the various benefits will be dependent on length of service. This is the word dependent. Right? Similarly. Right? It says
similar. Conditional on. Contingent on. Based on. Depending on. Resting on. Hanging on. Hinging on. Subject to. Determined by. Controlled by. Influenced by. Swayed by. Resultant from. 2. Requiring
so it says controlled by, right? Influenced by, controlled by, influenced by, subject to, hinging on, hanging on, resting on, depending on, based on, and this is the definition of majority of our people. Now we that come to this truth and have this understanding, we know that we only depend upon Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, right? We depend solely upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? Nothing of this world, nothing of this system. Right, so let me get back the word dependent again. Start.
Contingent on or determined by. The various benefits will be dependent on length of service. Similar. Conditional on. Contingent on. Based on. Depending on. Resting on. Hanging on. Hinging on. Subject to. Determined by. Controlled by. Influenced by. Resultant from. 2. Requiring someone or something for financial or other support. An economy heavily dependent on oil exports. Similar. Reliant on. Relying on.
Good. It says requiring someone or something for financial or other support. And as I just read in Deuteronomy, let me just get it back again. Let me just pull this up back again. Read it one more time. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst. So in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in wanting of all things, depending on something, and in wanting of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon your necks until he have destroyed thee. And this is same book, Deuteronomy 28. It says 43. It says a stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. It says he shall lend unto thee. One of the definition is requiring someone or something for financial or other support, depending on. It says, he shall lend thee, and thou shalt not lend unto him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. And this is the position that our people are in today. They are dependent, depending on, and not independent. Anyway, with that, I want to give our praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And salutations to all you brothers that are pushing forward in sincerity and in truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Till the next time.